6.2 Law of Cosines, Erin and Nicole. Okay, so problem 1, to use Heron's formula to find the area of an equilateral triangle that has a perimeter of 21.3 meters. Okay, so since it's an equilateral triangle, we know that all the sides have to be equal. So in order to find the sides of the triangle, we have to take 21.3 and divide that by 3, which gives you 7.1. So this will be the side lengths for A, B, and C. Okay, now that we know the side lengths, we need to find S, which will be a part of our last formula. So in order to find S, you take A plus B plus C, and you divide all of that by 2. Okay, so when we plug this in, we get S equals 7.1 plus 7.1 plus 7.1, all divided by 2, which gives us 10.64. Okay, so now that we found out S equals, we can plug that into our last equation in order to find the area of the triangle. So the equation to find the area of the triangle is A equals the square root of S times S minus A times S minus B times S minus C. So that's the equation that we're going to use in order to find what our area equals. So once you plug all of our information that we got in, you get A equals the square root of 10.65 times 10.65 minus 7.1 times 10.65 minus 7.1 times 10.65 minus 7.1, which reduces down to the square root of 476.47, which ends up equaling 21.83 as our answer.
Example 2 says, using the given information, solve the triangle, round all answers to 2 decimal places. We are given that A equals 55 degrees, B equals 3, and C equals 10. And this is a side-angle-side triangle. We will be using the law of cosines to solve this triangle, and we will use the equation A squared plus B squared plus C squared minus 2B times C times the cosine of A. And we can plug in our 3 and 10 for our B and C values. When we plug in those numbers, it gives us a squared equals 3 squared plus 10 squared minus 2 times 3 times 10 times the cosine of 55. And when you calculate that out, a squared equals 109 minus 34.41, and then a equals about 8.64. Now that we know our a value, we can use the reciprocal form of the law of sines to solve for b. And the sine of b over the side length of b equals the sine of a over the side length of a. This can be rewritten so that the sine of b equals the side length of b times the sine of a over a. We can plug in our b value, which is 3, and multiply it times the sine of 55 over our a value, which was the 8.64. And that gives us 0.28455. Now to get the angle B, we have to take the arc sine of that number, and that equals 16.53 degrees. To solve for C, you take 180 degrees minus 55, which was given to us, and the 16.53 that we just found, and that gives us 108.47 degrees. So now we know that angle A equals 55 degrees, B we solved for 16.53 degrees, C was 108.47 degrees, side length A we solved for 8.64, B was given at 3, and C was given at 10. And that is how you solve a side angle side triangle with the law of cosine.